Hello students, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is how do organisms reproduce. How do organisms reproduce, and we are also going to study about what actually is reproduction. We are going to talk about sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, these processes we will be studying, and in sexual reproduction we will be talking about the reproduction in flowering plants and in also about the reproduction in human beings. So first of all, what is reproduction? Okay, so reproduction is a process in which a living organism produces new individuals. That means whenever an organism produces a new individual of the same species, it is called as reproduction. And why is it necessary? It is necessary for the survival and increase in the population of the species. And if organisms do not produce, the population will decrease and species will also become extinct. So do organisms create carbon copies of themselves? Carbon copies means the exact copy of themselves. So let's see here, the DNA, which is what is the full form of DNA? It is deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, so the DNA, that means deoxyribonucleic acid molecules. It is present in the chromosomes in the nucleus, and it is responsible for the transfer of the characters from the parents to the offspring. So during the process of reproduction, the reproductive cells, they produce the copies of DNA which separate into two cells. The DNA copies will be similar but not identical. So means it will be similar but not identical to each other. So the new individuals have slight variations from the parents. So this is the basis for the variation and evolution of the new species. So if the question arises is, does it creates a carbon copy? The answer will be no. The production would be similar but not identical. So the importance of variation. What is the importance of variation? So the DNA copying during reproduction is important for maintaining the body designs of different organisms to survive in the existing environment. Okay, but as the environment changes, and what will be the changes? There will be changes in the temperature, the climate, the water levels, etc. So if the organism cannot adjust in those climatic conditions, so the species can become extinct. So that is why the variation in some individual of the species is important to survive in the changed climatic conditions. So what we can say over here is the variation is important. Why? Because if there is the changes in the environmental factors, so if the species also make some changes in their body, so they can survive well in the changed environment. So the variation in the species is necessary for the survival of different species and for the evolution of new species. So we are going to talk about the types of reproduction. The reproduction is mainly of two types, that is asexual and sexual reproduction. What is asexual reproduction? In which the development of new individual is from a single parent. But in sexual reproduction, the production of the individuals, okay, it involves two individuals. Okay, the reproduction in which two individuals are involved to produce a new individual, it is called as sexual reproduction. So first of all, we will be talking about asexual reproduction. In this, the number one is fission, budding, regeneration, fragmentation, spore formation, vegetative propagation. So let us all first talk about the first process of reproduction, that is fission. Fission is an asexual reproduction by which a unicellular organism divides and forms two or more individuals. That means from a one cell, two or more new individuals are formed. So this is called as the fission. Fission can be of two types, binary fission or multiple fission. So here you can see there is one cell. This is which is called as the parent cell. So the second process is inside the parent cell there is the division of the nucleus. The nucleus starts dividing. And once the nucleus is totally divided, then the cytoplasm around it also starts dividing. And when it is fully divided, then the divided cytoplasm will form two daughter cells. So you can see here, from one parent cell there can be production of two daughter cells. So let's revise it again. There is a parent cell, then there is the division of the nucleus, and then there is the division of the cytoplasm. From one parent cell there is the production of two daughter cells. So the second process is called as the budding. Okay, in this method there is the formation of a bud, and from the bud there is the production of a new organism, in which the bud develops into a new individual, and after the new individual is fully developed, it then separates from the parent and forms the individual. The example is the hydra and the yeast. So you can see this is the example of hydra. There is the production of the bud. After some time the bud starts growing, and when it is fully grown it detaches itself from the parent cell and it forms the one individual one. Okay, next one is the yeast cells. You can see here also there is the production of the bud grows, and then in this way the new individual is generated.